All right, guys, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. We're just about to begin. So we have a setup potentially right here with USD CAD. This is the 50-minute time frame. I've scaled down. Setup potentially right here with USD CAD. This is the 50-minute time frame. I've scaled down. So let's see what happens here, guys. Let me also get this out of the way. All right, guys. So again, we are looking at this USD CAD setup. I'm going to scale up to the higher time frame and show you guys. This is the setup right here. All right, guys, we could be activated on this setup right here. So let me just put this text in here. So sell stop. All right, yesterday we did break even yesterday, guys, because they were just slow moving. Today we got about 12.5 pips here for just a 1-to-1, which is what we aim for on the stream here, guys. So let's see what happened here. So it's close call here. We're just about 2 pips away from getting this trade active. All right, guys. So let's continue with this. All right, guys. So this is a setup. This is USD CAD. It's a 15-minute time frame, and we have set our sell stops at 139, 120, and we are taking a look here, guys. So if we get activated here, we get activated, but we will see what happens. So again, welcome everybody that's joining the live. Welcome everybody. This is a setup we're looking at over here on the 1 hour time frame. I've scaled up here. And this is USD CAD. We have sell stops, so limit orders in place. And let's see what happens here, guys. So yesterday's setup, we were not able to take a setup because we did not get enough volume with USD CAD. So close that break even. Now we come back again on another range setup with USD CAD. And let's see if this time it pushes here. And we can hopefully get something out of here. So again, USD CAD, sell stops. We are about to be active here. Mr. Sidhu, you're going long on USD CAD. I'm going short on USD CAD. So again, this is a 1-to-1. We'll see what happens here, guys. If we get this push, it's a new 4-hour candle as well. If we get a nice push here, we can certainly get, look at that 30-minute time frame is beautiful with the EMA at the bottom there. So let's see what happens here, guys. Still not active on this setup. However, we're getting close. And guys, whoever's joining, we will be going live on TikTok, and we are live on YouTube as well. If you would like to see the full screen, you can, jump on YouTube. But this is a setup we're about to take live here, guys. If this pushes down here. So let's see what happens. Close. Your price is still about 2 pips shy of activating the sell stops. Look at this. Still 2 pips shy. About 1.5-ish right now. So day trader or scalper. So I day trade, right? And if you're a scalper, you can still be a day trader, right? It really depends. Some setups are 1-to-1, just like this setup right here. Some setups may be 1-to-2, 1-to-3, right? And so forth. So currently, this is a 1-to-1 setup on USD CAD. We're in pre-London session right now. We get some volume kicking in. We will see what we can do about the setup here, but I do have sell stops for the setup here. Let's see if the trade does get active. And we still need a slight push down here for price to get active here. And we got the 30-minute EMA lining up here. Can we get this fully complete? We'll have to wait and find out. And again, it's not only about, guys, as I mentioned, it's not only about just taking a look at whether this setup can get activated. It's also about the money management aspect. So if you guys tuned into yesterday's live stream, you guys seen that we broke even on USD CAD because there's just not enough volume kicking in. And, at times, especially around this time period, when I don't see volume kicking in, it could certainly flip against us. And indeed, it did that. However, we broke even. Why the SL so big? So currently, again, I use, or I mostly on the live streams, for YouTube and TikTok, I keep it 1-to-1, right? 1-to-1 setups are amazing. They're underrated. I understand that many of you are looking for the big, long risk reward or the large risk reward, but that's not always going to happen. And so my winning rate with the 1-to-1 is great. My winning rate with the swing setups are also great, but I don't do as many of those, right? And I encourage many of you guys not to look for the high risk reward because that can really mess with your psychology, right? You need to really understand that a 1-to-1 is very powerful as long as you have a solid system and strategy. So my winning rate with a 1-to-1 is really, really high because of the way I execute the setups and, the money management aspect as well, of course. But nonetheless, keep it simple, keep it 1-to-1 for now. And then again, some setups will be 1-to-2, 1-to-3. And I know that some of you guys are not a part of the mentorship group, but we do have some swing setups that I send on there. And if you guys don't know, you guys can take a look at some of my TikToks or YouTube shorts and see for yourself what I'm talking about. Which broker do I use? So I have a couple of brokerages that I use. I also trade with prop firm accounts as well. So it's not just, brokerage accounts. It's also prop firm accounts, right? So I'm trading with FTMO, E8 markets. I'm also trading with, as far as brokerages are concerned, Oanda, and as well as Black Bull markets. What's the best broker for Forex for like live and prop firm? So FTMO, thank you for the follow. Ryan, the best brokerage again, that really depends. And I'll tell you guys something. As far as brokerage, go with any brokerage that you have done your due diligence on, right? I can recommend which ones I go with, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about you and if it's regulated and if it's allowed in your country, right? So you need to look at that. Don't look for such high leverage. That's what I did. I started with that. But I'm a huge advocate for prop firms, guys. Prop firms are such a way now for an individual, undercapitalized trader to be able to profit in large amounts with very little capital to start with, right? So if you can't pass a prop firm challenge, you're going to have a hard time, getting and navigating yourself through, getting consistent withdrawals with the live account. And, it doesn't really make any sense. So if you don't know how to trade, if you don't have a system to follow, you will not do well. You will not perform well in the markets. I'm telling you, I guarantee you that. I've been through that route and I understand. That's why I'm a huge advocate for prop firms. I am myself trying to scale to $3 million in prop firm capital by the end of this year. I've shown my journey for quite some time online. And if you guys follow me, you guys will see more and more of my payouts and so forth. I'll be posting more and more, but stay tuned for that. But as far as brokerages, I do have, sorry, not brokerages. For prop firms, FTMO is by far number one for Forex firms, and E8 markets will be number two. These are my 1 and 2. I've traded with them for quite some time. I've got payouts with them. I've earned leaderboard spots with them. They've never denied a payout of mine, and I can wholeheartedly, back them up. At least those two firms, right? So start with the most legitimate. I have a list of 8 to 9 that I do want to go with to get to my $3 million in prop firm capital. But I have a list of the top 3, 4, and then a medium risk in terms of paying out, and then a lower or higher risk of paying out. But I would go with the top most legitimate, and then the medium, and then the higher risk. Alrighty. Again, thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the likes. Miki, thank you for the follow as well. How do you outpace large firms with PhDs and no latency? Okay. Come again, Shaheen. The thing is, again, if we're talking about prop firms, and the idea of it's very challenging with prop firms, it's very challenging having to go through a phase 1 and phase 2. But think about it. If you deposit, let's just say you go with a $100,000 account, right? A $100,000 account is about $550, $600 USD, right? But you purchase a prop firm challenge of $100,000, right? So that $100,000. Okay, let's answer this question. So as a retail trader, 97% of people don't find success day trading. Why encourage people to get into this? Excellent. That's a very, very good question, Shane. And I'm Very glad to answer that question. Now, think about it like this, Shane. Why are 97% of individuals not successful in day trading? Why? Think of that question, right? Wholeheartedly. The reason why 95, and again at 97 you can average out 95, 90%, the average is pretty high though. The reason why 95%, let's say plus, are not successful in day trading is because they don't stick to the system, or they don't have a system. And then if they have a system, they don't follow the risk. They don't follow the game plan. And I'll tell you, the biggest element that destroys a trader from following a system, for following risk, is greed. Is the level of greed. You have to battle greed. And that's why day trading is so difficult, because now if you see $200, $300 on the screen, that's a lot of money for a full-time day job. Let's say for 8 hours of work, $300. But that $300 may not be a lot for somebody who made that in a very short little time, right? Because they're not smart enough. They're playing against large firms. No, that's a misconception, Shaheen. So to a certain degree, there's some reality to that. But let me speak on the financial market that I trade. So Forex, for example. Yes, the big banks are the big boys in this firm, right? Or in this financial market. However, go into it are liquidity for large firms. Shaheen, so again, let me explain the Forex market. So every financial market is slightly different, right? The way Forex runs, yes, there's 5 major banks to control the market, right? It has the largest daily trading volume in the world of any financial market. The retail traders, let's say you and me, right? We make about 10 to 15% of the market. But the thing is, now, why can't we just understand to trade just like institutional traders, right? Why can't we implement those mechanisms? But beyond that, because I have seen success in day trading, beyond that, why cannot you implement or safeguard your system more and more, right? So when I started building on my system, which is the range system, that I'll speak on more a little bit later, the way I safeguard my setups is I use limit orders. So again, that bypasses the spreads, right? So there's no spreads to be paid, right? And on top of that, you also have to take a look at this. How can you execute your setups, your entries in the most safest way possible, right? Is there a way, right? If there's no way, and you're gonna just enter a market execution, you probably will be hurt more often than not, right, in this game. So the way I built it out is use limit orders no matter what your system is. Also, the way I use it, so you can see right here, and it's a good example right now in real time, you can see, right? Again, amongst other factors, again, I trade the range. So think about what happens in the markets 70 to 80% of the time. Markets consolidate, right? So let me speak on my system and I'll explain to you why I truly feel that this would be a powerful system to use. And the big banks, markets overall tend to follow this pattern. So markets create a top and bottom, right? We understand that. Markets create a top and bottom. Markets zone. Markets consolidate. Markets move sideways for a large majority of the time. While many individuals are waiting for a breakout, the markets are consolidating, right? If markets are consolidating for 70 to 80% of the time, that means that the markets are ranging for that period of time, right? So why not find a system within that period of consolidation? And that's where I started building on my system, right? So now if markets consolidate, that has been true historically. Check any financial market, check any pair, any stock, anything. Uh, Now, of course, higher volatility is a little bit of different, slightly different, but still, nonetheless, even on gold, I would say there is huge consolidation zones. And what I've been able to figure out, especially with Forex pairs, and that's why I stick with my Forex pairs that I trade, is that because they range so often or they consolidate so often, there's in that period of consolidation, there are exact ranges. There's exact ranges. And again, you can watch my TikTok, Shaheen. Day in, day out, I show exact setups that are ranges, exact ranges, nearly. And again, if there's like, let's say a little bit of a, you know, let's say a little bit of a, pressure above on the higher time frames, it is just merely a wick, right? So you have to level off which time frame range you are going to trade. But in the consolidation periods, there are exact ranges, and those are tradable. You have to identify which range is tradable and which is not. That will, of course, take some time and experience. And as I built that out, then I started adding limit orders, sell stops and buy stops, right? So that buy cuts the spreads. And beyond that, the way I execute the buy stops and sell stops is that I allow price to reach above that level, right? Above the top. That's been tapped twice in this case on top here. And let's say if it was at the bottom, I would be setting buy stops. I allow the price to reach below that level. And then I have a certain measure, right? I look at this. So you can see this above this level here on the left, it's gone up 3.5, 4 pips. According to the range size, which is about 12.5, 13 pips, I also have rules and guidelines for each pair on how much of a difference between where I enter the sell stops, enter the sell stops, and where price would be at that current moment. That difference also signifies how I would execute the setup. So there's a lot of ground rules that I put into this system to be able to trade it more effectively and have safer entries, and eventually, if it's a safer entry, a potential win, right? And a safer exit plan, right? With money management and so forth. So you can understand now how I put ground rules into the system to make it as safe as possible. And again, I've been live streaming, guys, for quite some time. You can even go back on my YouTube, a year and a half, 2 years ago, and you can see the live streams. And we've been having high win rates between 70 to 80% using the same exact system. I refined it, modified it over time to such a level where there's lower risk, especially with the safer entries. So now, because I allow the price to move above, the high here, and then execute the sell stops, even the sell stops should not be executed right away. There should be a safe distance between where the price is and where the sell stop is entered. And that difference should be consistent amongst all the same size of ranges for a specific time frame. So a small range for USD CAD can be between 10 to 15 to 20 pips, right? For other pairs, it might be slightly different. That's why you have to make sure you understand the pair that you trade and have experience trading it to be able to incorporate this, right? So for the members of my mentorship, they normally take the same setup as myself as they're gaining experience on their pairs, right? Nonetheless, once price reaches a top or bottom, right, you are able to then execute with the sell stops. But again, you need a safe distance between where the price is and where you enter the sell stops, right? And that difference, which is in pips, right, in pip size, is different across different sizes of ranges. So there's a small size, there's a medium size, and there's a large size in range, which really do matter, right? Now, if there's only a pip difference between where the price is and where my sell stop is, I could get tapped in And let me show you. I could get tapped in and boom, fly up, right? It's not valid. So the reason why I was able to see more success in this system over time was because I set limit orders and the way I executed the limit orders. This is so critical, guys. And again, you might not see this often, or you might not see this at all. I mean, I don't know anybody that else is using such a system here, because it's um, you have to be quite active to be able to implement this type of system, right? And the way you execute sell stops and buy stops. If anybody else is doing this, you guys can let me know. But this is something that I came up with as far as to execute in such a way and also measure out where the price is at that point in time. Either it's above that range level slightly or below a range level slightly. And depending again on the range size, right? So for USD CAD, a small range is from this many pips to this many pips. For a GP JPY, which is another pair I trade, I have set, measurements in terms of how many pips a small range versus a medium versus a large range is, and what should be the difference between where price is and where the sell stop or buy stop should be entered and executed, right? So these are all ground rules that if you implement, you can understand how much safer the entry can be. And it's so powerful, guys. I'm telling you guys, the reason why I was able to succeed is because I implemented limit orders and the way I entered limit orders. And then on top of that, let's just say once we do get activated on the setup, I'll show you guys how I money manage the trade as well. Money management is so critical, so critical. And again, that's what I'm showing you guys on here, right? So this is what I teach, and I teach it with, going on live here, guys. I don't have to hide anything as far as, my ability to trade. If you guys want to take a look at some of my payouts with prop firms, I am a six-figure, earner from prop firms in the last, several years. I have a lot of payouts that I've shown on YouTube, on Instagram. You guys can take a look. I'll be showing more. I've earned leaderboard spots. I've been number one on the FTMO leaderboard. I've been top leaderboard spots on E8 Markets, another top prop firm. And so, I've done my homework, guys, and I've done enough due diligence with my system to be able to trade it effectively. It's very, very safe, right? And you guys can see how I'm able to execute, right? All right, the market is closed. Central C, which financial market are you speaking of? Because I'm trading the Forex market here, right? So Forex market is 24 hours, 5 days a week. So 5 p.m. Eastern time is when the markets will close on Fridays for Forex. And that's a powerful thing. You could trade during any day or any hour of the day. Of course, you have to understand that there's higher volume periods and there's lower volume periods for your pair, right? But it's so powerful. Central C, I'm in Canada, but again, I'm trading Forex, right? The Forex market. So it doesn't matter which country I'm in. The markets are still open across the world, right? So this is the Forex market. They stay open 24 hours, 5 days a week. And I'm just showing you guys, again, I was explaining a little bit about my system and how I'm able to safely enter, right, by having ground rules that I built over the years. And I started my prop firm journey back in 2020, and it took me a year and a half. It was early in my learning journey as far as trading is concerned. It was early in my prop firm trading journey. And as I was getting better with prop firms, it was because I was building out the system. And, first it was one key, change was my ability to set sell stops and buy stops. It's a no-brainer. A lot of individuals go on market execution and they just enter at will, enter on impulse. But if you really want to make sure that you can, add or save some pips in drawdown, you can set sell stops and buy stops, guys. And I'm telling you, the way I execute is so powerful. Try it, see it for yourself before you take the next step in learning the system, right? And that's why I'm on here, guys, to show you guys, to prove it to you guys. a lot of individuals are telling me, if you can really prove this, then I may pursue this. So you know what? I'm here to prove it to you guys that the system works. I proved it before. I was on YouTube for 6 months in a row. Every single day I shown up. You guys can check my YouTube and see for yourself. So it's a great system. It's a great way to implement executions. And the other element is money management. So I would love for this trade to be activated so I can show you guys how I can execute or how I can money manage this trade. And that is also an element. So you can understand there's so many different elements, not just the system alone, not just the way you execute, right? Or how safety execution is. It's also money management, which is so underrated. If you are able to money manage a trade and not just set and forget about it, where it's a stop loss and TP, either it's going to hit your stop loss or take profit. That's not what trading is about, or not what day trading is about. You need to be active with understanding how price is moving, understanding price action in the current time, and understanding, there's fundamental events coming up. There's larger candle, openings coming up. There is larger, session openings coming up. How candlestick patterns affect, movement. So there's so many different elements that you have to understand. You put all that together, guys, with experience, and maybe some mentorship, guys, right? And you can do wonders in this market, right? You can out-defy the 95% people that lose, that don't grasp all this knowledge and, apply it with full discipline. How much do I make a day? So it ranges. I am trading with a lot of prop firm challenges as well, because I mentioned I am trying to scale to $3 million in prop firm capital, right, by the end of this year. So take a look at some of my TikToks, if you are on TikTok, and take a look at the setups that I do. I do share some of the profits on there. Some of them are challenges, some of them are live accounts, so it's a mix of the two. And I don't trade all the accounts at once altogether, right? So there's no one setup that I trade on all my accounts. I like to diversify. I like to spread, my, different setups across different accounts. FX Dean, yeah, you may be right. So 95% lose, they give up. But I also believe that they do attempt, right? They do attempt, but they don't attempt with full discipline. They don't follow the game plan. If they lose one or two trades, they go on a full tilt and end up blowing their accounts, right? There's no discipline, in them to survive. And again, I've worked with so many different individuals, so many different students and members of my community, and I see this, even with members that message me, right, from the lives and from, the day to day. And the main thing is they're not able to stick to one strategy, one system, right? Stick to one or two pairs, and be consistent and show up on the charts whether you take a trade or not. Exactly, Dean. But again, you see, it's the element of greed, right? That's where greed comes in, where you want to make money quick, right? You don't want to worry about that. And unfortunately, right, for myself, I was one of them. And when I started in 2018, learning the basics of Forex, I wanted to make an account so fast, right? I didn't even want to look at the basic concepts. I wanted to make an account fast. I made a demo account. I thought I was ready right away. I kind of went with live accounts, threw $200, $300 at a time, blew it over and over again. I made some money, lost some money, made some money, and blew it over again. So, and then I started 2 years. 2 years I wasted from 2018, January 2018 to January of 2020. 2 years it took me to start over again. And so, I was one of the stupid ones, if that's what you want to call it. But it's a learning journey, and unfortunately, many have to go through that because they're just don't want to put in the time, and they just want to make money quick. And I wasted 2 years to start over again, and 7 months in and hoping I can get it done before 5 years. Yeah, there you go. Again, if you stick to your system, again, it's so hard, and it's and that's why I speak on money management, right? Money management. The reason why it's so critical is because as you can cut losses short, you should also be able to cut profits short as well, even if you don't get the full risk to reward, right? You should be able to do that. You have to allow yourself, and it's a battle, but you have to accept that you will not get the full length of the TP at all times. And so you have to let it go and cut the trade short in profit or in losses, both. And it's very, very difficult if you don't listen to yourself and understand that initially, right? And it's a huge battle. I battled through that, and that's why I truly believe, right? If you want to excel in this, certainly, a mentor can certainly guide you the right way, right? If you can battle this on your own, but you might cut the time in half if you have someone guiding you, showing you the tips, making you understand the psychology, right? Psychological element of trading. How much pips is my stop loss? So it's 12 and a half both ways, right? So just slightly less than 12 and a half. It's a 1-to-1, 12 and a half, 12 and a half TP and stop loss. You think the Fed Chair Powell speech will be high volume at 9 a.m. So let's take a look at the markets. Again, you should always have this open, guys. You can see it's always my first tab. Anyhow, look at all the fundamental events coming up today. So Fed Chair Powell speaks. That is at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And look at this, guys. Let me just take a look here. We're almost about to be tapped in here, guys. But let me go back to the question. What was that? Will be high volume at 9 a.m. Possibly. It is a Friday, right? So we could see, huge amounts of volume coming in prior to the speech. But it is at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll see what happens, right? There is, the CAD retail sales as well. That's medium volume, so that can affect, the USD CAD pair, which I trade, which is this pair right here, right? But again, it's 1:46 a.m. right now, so we have quite some time before then, and we got a lot of fundamental events over the weekend as well. So be careful, guys. Whoever is holding over the weekend, you got to be careful, right? And it is a bank holiday for GBP, Great British Pound, which I also trade with Japanese yen. Is there a book you can recommend? The Market Wizards. You can understand, their stories and what they started with and how they persevered through and were able to make a killing, right? So that series you can go with. But I truly believe that if you do want to get into trading, right, especially now, right, jump into some live streams, take a look if you resonate with the system that they're trading with, if it's comfortable for you, if you understand it, take some setups on maybe on a demo account and apply yourself and take the leap, right? Take the leap of faith and take that risk and go for it, right? If I never took the risk back in May of 2020 with prop firms, I never would have been able to make six figures with prop firms up to now, right? If I never took the leap of faith and didn't believe in it, thought it was a scam, if I never took that jump, I still would have been with live accounts, and maybe I was not able to make that type of return because of the leverage that prop firms provide. For a fraction of what you deposit into your live account, you can use to purchase a prop firm account, and it's quite powerful. So I want to full port 2 accounts. I want to pass quick. That I'm highly against full porting, right? A lot of prop firms are against that as well. I'm not sure if you're trading with futures or Forex prop firms. That's not the way to go. That's not how I mentor my students, right? And the members of my community, or even on the live streams here. That's not what I recommend. I'm against that. You want to stay in this game long term, you have to put in the work, right? Or show up, right? If you have a mentorship that you're a part of, show up every single day, even if you don't take a setup, right? But full porting, that's not the way to go. I don't like to trade during, high volatile news events such as NFP and CPI and FOMC. I truly believe you shouldn't need to trade during those periods of time to be able to make something, right? And the beautiful thing about the range is, guys, again, that's why I trade the range. The range does not need volume, from huge high impact fundamental events to come in for the price to move. Yes, at times it may need it, but ranging occurs, consolidation occurs all the time, right? As I mentioned, 70 to 80% of the time. So we don't need fundamental events to be able to trade this. I love when there's no fundamental events throughout the week or throughout a couple weeks. I love that because that allows me to continue to trade the ranges and see more wins. And again, it doesn't mean that with news events it doesn't push it to the direction. It still does. Yeah, just alpha futures. Want to add 3 accounts. Already have 8. 5 top step and 3 alpha, right? So got 3,500 payout last week. So excellent. Again, a deal. If you have the capital for it, if the prop firms allow it, sure, why not, right? But I don't recommend it. And again, you don't want to just lose money like that, right? Why not put in the time and effort and not lose the money? I'm telling you guys, every dollar counts, right? I've mentored students that have told me that they gain a lot and then they lost a lot, through putting money back in and trying to double it, triple it. So it's not worth it, guys. You want to do this for a long term, trade it safely. And also, one more thing I should add, guys, is that prop firms are watching your behavior, right? If you're full porting and just, kind of going all in, they're watching that behavior and eventually they'll ban you, right? Even though they say, oh, it's fine, I'm telling you guys, I've seen it all. They will ban you and you're going to have to go on to the next one. And again, if that's a constant struggle for you to, have to full port, then you might need to reassess your full strategy, right? And so I only, advise to trade safely and, stick to being a disciplined trader, eliminate greed out of your psyche, and, stick to systems, stick to a few pairs, and keep it going. Show up every day on the charts, whether you trade or not, right? And, if a mentorship is there, then, maybe take that chance. I truly believe if I had a mentor, if I, could follow a mentorship where, there's like-minded traders trading the same system along with the mentor, and, we follow it day in, day out, I think that's a great way of learning and growing with the, community of like-minded traders and, sharing your results and so forth. So it's a great way. And, that's the type of community that I'm building up. And, we go from there. So again, USD CAD still slow here, guys. Still not tapped in. And again, the beautiful thing about the sell stops here, guys, again, if it does not get tapped in, price continues to consolidate here, and then boom, we did not get tapped in, so we did not, the trade did not get active. So we don't need to worry about this up. If it continues up, no problem. We did not get activated, so we don't lose anything. We don't get anything. We move on to the next. I'm in Alberta. Would love to join your class. I work full time. So what? So user 89. So I actually have a course, right? I have a pre-recorded course. I also have live trading sessions. Right now with the premium mentorship, I have two types of mentorship. With the premium mentorship, you get the course access. So right now, a lot of users, I just started the mentorship a couple weeks ago. So a lot of the premium members are going through the course right now. It's you can work at your own pace. That's the reason why it's there. Take a look at the course. It's going to show you all the different tools to use for the system. It's going to prep you for how to, correctly size up the ranges and, go through that course and then join the live streams and, stick to live streams daily. I'm also going to be posting the recordings of the live streams from next week, as that was a, highly recommended by the members. So I'll be posting the recording so you can first learn the course at your own pace, then join the live streams or go through the recordings and eventually go through the live streams if you are able to join live. But the recordings will be there, and the goal of the mentorship, guys, is only and only for you to strengthen your ability to stick to a system, to stick to good habits, to stick to good discipline, and eventually do it on your own at your own time. And for the premium side, I also do share off-stream setups. And again, you guys can take a look at some of the TikToks and see for yourself what I'm talking about. So take a look at my TikToks. There's a backup account on my bio as well. I've been posting there as well, guys. Take a look and see for yourself what I'm talking about. But the strategy is powerful because I explained we use limit orders, and the way we use the limit orders, that is the most powerful thing. And then comes the money management aspect. But the goal of my mentorship, guys, is for you to strengthen your ability to stick to the system, to stick to being disciplined, and eventually being able to trade on your own. That is the only end goal of the mentorship. Right? So, again, it's still struggling to hit the entry point here, but again, we don't mind, because the reason we don't mind is because if the trade does not get activated, then we are not in the setup here. And the one more thing here is the most beautiful thing about the strategy as well is that as you see price pushing up, you can still see on the higher time frame it's still respecting this range. So if it's still respecting this range and it's pushing up, let's just say, for example, price pushes up here, right? And we still know, looking at the time, that it can still respect this range. We adjust the sell stops. And I show this on live streams, and you guys can take a look. We adjust the sell stops so that way we get a better entry when it reverses. So again, there's so many powerful things about trading the range, guys. Not only does it occur majority of the time, but at the same time, if you enter safely with limit orders, and the way I've entered it, no one else is doing this, guys. And the reason behind it is because you really need to build this over time. But it's a beautiful way. Try it out, guys. See for yourself. And see for yourself if this is truly something that's working for you guys. But I guarantee you guys, you will see a different level change with your trading, especially winning rate, because it's so safe to enter the way it's done. Do I do one-on-one coaching? Right now, I've been asked many, many times. Previously, I was saying no, but if it's worth it, guys, I will do one-on-one. So please DM me, and we can speak on it. But again, I need to understand, what level of experience you have, and how I can help you one-on-one versus a group mentorship, which I run. So Spooky, you can DM me. We can speak on it. If it's worth, mutually, if it's worth it for us, then we would pursue it. Otherwise, group coaching would be the better option, which is already being offered. Do I just trade GJ? No. So this is actually USD CAD. I trade gold, USD CAD, GJ, and a bit of Bitcoin as well, right? And you guys can take a look at the TikToks and see, that I do trade those pairs. But again, a lot of great things, guys. The way you model a system, right? Initially, right? And again, this is the support resistance, you can say, or supply demand, you can say, right? You level the zone out, print to start. Yes, I trade only the ranges, but you have to understand that ranges occur across every time frame. So a smaller range would be a scalp, right? Which can complete in minutes, in let's say a few hours, or it could be an intraday swing with the medium range, right? A 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and then there's larger time frame ranges, which can simply be, the large swing setups that can happen across a day or across a couple days. So ranges occur across all time frames, And again, you can backtest this and see for yourself using historical data that this is true. So one more thing I should add, right, Princess, is that a breakout in a small range, and I'm gonna actually show you guys right here, because this is, again, is so powerful. Every element of the system is so powerful, and that's why for me, when I simply started over 2 years after I lost, a lot of money back in 2020 when I started over, I just started looking at the charts just as it is, and I realized that it's just so powerful. So let's just say this is a larger range, okay? So let's say it's a large range, and again, this gets played out all the time in the markets. And now, if we scale down, let me show you here. Let's say from here to here, we have another range, let's say, right here, down here, down here, down here, and down here. And let's just say this time around, the smaller range is about to break out. But you see that breakout of the smaller range is just a part of a larger range. So that breakout is a part of a larger range, which is essentially a larger range trade. So you can see now this could be added as a confluence, as an added factor that the price will continue down, right? To go for the second tap of the larger range. So a breakout on a smaller range is essentially one end of a larger range. And again, you can see now the system just keeps getting more powerful and more worth time to be able to pursue it, right? And that's where, again, a lot of my mentorship members, love this ability of understanding that a breakout is essentially still a part of a larger range. So there's no harm in trading the ranges, because essentially almost everything is a part of a range. Right now, if it's making historical highs, that's a different story, and we've seen that recently, actually, right? So, but majority of the time, markets are ranging, and you are able to achieve it. And again, I want you guys to take a look at my TikToks, go my backup account on my TikTok as well, and see for yourself if these setups form every single day or not. They happen every single day across different pairs. And, I can't make this up. I mean, I wish I could, but this is what it is. To enter a trade, how many confluences? So it depends, right? But I like to at least have 3 or 4 in the mix to be able to execute safely. Now look at this, guys. Look at this right here. So price is moving up here, and I have my sell stop down there. So if I feel, and again, looking at the higher time frames, this is merely a wick on the higher time frame. So if it is indeed, right, there's no bottom wick. That's another factor here as well, which I use. Anyhow, if this is in fact, look at that, faking out here, and it's going to respect this range on the higher time frames, I could adjust my stop loss and get a better entry on the way down. You get it? And it's a sell stop, so it has not been activated. Price has to reach back down for this to be activated. So you can see how we wait out for price to reach above that range level, right? And again, in understanding all the confluences, at least enough of them for you to be able to, hold confident in entering the sell stop or buy stop in any case. And as price moves up, and that's why you got to be quick with this, and you can adjust the sell stops a little bit higher so you get a better entry on the way down, right? And if it doesn't come down, it keeps pushing up, no problem. We can still see on the higher time frame if it is going to, reject and come back down, then we are able to just remove the sell stops. But if it does not, then we can secure better entries and get into profit earlier in the setup and be able to capture more pips, right? And a potential higher risk to reward. So every element of the system, guys, it just works in hand. And that's why I've not been able to leave the system. And I've secured over, again, 6 figures in profit from payouts, guys. I've had 6 figures in, my mentorship students over the years they earn over six figures combined with prop firms as well. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, it can't be a fluke when 90% of prop firm traders don't even get to see a single payout, right? So very powerful. Now look, guys, I adjusted my stop loss right, or my sell stops right here. So right about here at 139, 130, and you guys can see that if this pushes back down, we're going to be active on this, and we'll see what happens. Right, but Princess, I hope you understood a little bit about my system here. Again, I share what I can. There are, again, ground rules, and once you are able to understand and fully take advantage of every element of the range, at that point, join the live trading sessions. Right, so as a premium mentorship member, you get the course access for a small fee, and also you get the live trading sessions as well, and the off-stream entries as well, which again, if you guys watch the TikToks, you guys know how powerful they can be. And the range occurs again so often across many different pairs, day in, day out. I wouldn't be able to upload a trade of the day every single day if that wasn't the case. And you guys can go check, back test it, and see for yourself. Is there any AI to tell me I can buy or sell? Again, I am totally against AIs, right? Any bots, anything like that of that nature, I don't really, fall for that, right? So I'll tell you to avoid it. You need a human element in trading because the markets are controlled by humans, right? And the big banks. So you need a human element to trading, and that's why there has not been, AI or a bot that was able to take over the markets, because it simply would get wiped, right? Because the big banks would understand what's doing, right? So they know what's going on a larger scale, so they don't need to worry about anything like that, because they would just simply just do the opposite. So you always need a human element. That means that you need to put in the time and be disciplined enough to ride the wave and get to profitability in the markets. So great question. However, I do get that question a lot. But if you swing trade, you can use the bot. Again, for me, I'm totally I'm totally against bots. I don't advise for them, right? You may think they're working, but again, you need a human element in trading. I'm telling you guys, one way or another, you need a human element in trading, and without that, it will be very, very difficult. And again, you guys can experience that yourself and try it out for yourself and see, and come back in the chat and let me know. But from my understanding of all these years, you need the human aspect to trading, because on the other end, there's humans trading. I don't like them, but I seen one guy showing that. Oh, I seen a lot of guys showing that, but no. Don't use anything that's not yourself, right? And your own ability to trade. I'm telling you, it's so powerful. The skill of learning how to trade is so powerful. Why not take advantage right away? Do not depend on any bots. You need the human element. Day trading will be around. And for those individuals, again, that don't rely on anybody but themselves, if AI or anything is going to take over trading, is going to be the last discipline, to be taken over, because it is just such a discipline where you need human element. So it's a powerful skill, and of course, very, very rewarding. And in today's time and age, we have prop firms, guys. Prop firms, the ability for an undercapitalized trader um, to be able to, gain a lot of capital with very little capital of their own, this is it. This is the time. Exactly, Dean. You got it. When you learn trading, you improve yourself in the journey. Exactly. Right. And I can even tell you guys how many things I've improved on in just, outside of just the trading, right? Just being disciplined, being responsible, making sure that certain things are taken care of in time. Otherwise, there's going to be consequences, right? So risk management, money management to a certain degree. Am I on the 5 minute? This is a 15-minute time frame, right? I scale down. So yeah, that's what it is. But great questions, guys, so far. Again, I am an advocate for prop firms, guys. Not that anybody's paying me, but it's just more so that um, now, if you know how to trade, right? Let's say 5, 6 years ago when the prop firm model wasn't recognized, it was around, but it wasn't really famous. Let's say 5, 6 years back, uh, when I started trading, you had to use your own capital, right, to make money, right? And so if you're not able to use your own capital, you're really, really don't have a chance. You're at a huge disadvantage, right? And now, no one, not a single individual can complain that they don't have a lot of capital to trade because there's prop firms, right? Or if you don't have a lot of, if you don't have enough capital to buy a $100,000 account, okay, well, there's a $5,000 account that costs less than $50, less than $20 with discounts. So scale your way up. No individual trader can complain that they don't have a lot of capital anymore. No one. Prop firms have resolved that for you. You got to put in the work. If you know how to trade, right, and you have the skill set to trade, then you cannot complain that you don't have a lot of capital because there's a wealth of resources out there. There's a wealth of prop firms out there, legitimate prop firms that you can show your skill to be able to get funded and earn profits, right? So there's no individual trader should be complaining that, oh, I know how to trade, but wait, I don't have a lot of capital. If I had a lot of capital, I would be able to make a lot of money. No, well, there's prop firms. Prove yourself. Prove yourself that you can trade and you have the ability to trade, and prop firms will reward you with funded accounts if you pass their challenge, phase 1, phase 2, and get the funded account and roll in with payouts consistently. Yes, Adonis, I am currently trading Forex. This is USD CAD, as you can see. People are saying to me, but you don't make real money. But if I didn't know how to trade, I wouldn't even have fake money. Exactly. So the element of, fake money with prop firms, who cares? If they're rewarding you real funds, who cares whether they're giving you a demo account or not? That should not matter to you, right? There's a huge, kind of annoyance by individuals about saying, oh, wait, that's not real money. Well, who cares? If at the end you're making real money, they're going to pay you out real money. It doesn't matter whether you're trading, a demo or not. The demo, I'll tell you guys, as far as a demo element in prop firms on, the challenge phases and the funded accounts, the reason, for that is not only just because they don't want to give you the right, the amount of capital because you might blow it. It's also because it bypasses regulations and compliance, right? You need license to handle that much of a capital, right? $100,000, $200,000 at a time. You need a lot of licensing and, going through the regulatory bodies to be certified. So it bypasses the demo simulated environment, bypasses that. So they're actually reducing your worry about having to deal with your state or province or country with the regulations. They're allowing you to do that, through their model. So it's a great way. Thank you for the follow, Fuel the Fire. Thank you for the likes, essay. Um, I want to make any good results if I, wouldn't know how exactly, right? So that's the bottom line, guys. I'm telling you guys right now is the best time to learn how to trade because not only because of, you can add an extra income source, but also because we have prop firms I am Canadian, Adonis. That is correct. And so yeah, so that's why I'm a huge advocate. And again, if you can prove that you can trade, then go ahead, go with prop firms. Work your way up, right? Buy a $5,000 account size for less than 30 bucks, 40 bucks. All right, guys, we're about to be activated here. As I mentioned, I adjusted my sell stops. And again, sell stops, guys, limit orders have no spread. Uh, if you're using prop firm accounts, you're going to have to be careful in knowing that if they do or not. But as far as live accounts, there's no spread with sell stops. So it has to hit the exact point for your trade to be activated. So again, a beautiful thing about limit orders, which is not used by a majority of traders. So let me zoom in here again. Thank you for the gifts, essay, and the likes. Appreciate it, guys. We're about to be activated here, guys. Adonis, how did I set up sell stops? So what I go for one-to-ones on the live streams. Again, it's simply to prove my system, right? I have no problem improving my system, to everyone. It's a one-to-one that I go for, I aim for on the live streams. Sometimes 1 to 2, but nonetheless, for the larger swing setups, we could go for 1 to 3, 1 to 4s as well, right? So it really depends on the size of the range, right? And the size of the range depends on which pair I'm trading. So I do not trade, let's say a 5 or 7 pip range, because that's just too small. You can get wiped out and, hit your stop loss in a few minutes there, right? So I also make sure that, again, through watching, through back testing, to understanding what type of range will be valid, right? A tradable range. And again, that requires some understanding of the system, right? So again, the more you rush into this, the more you're going to fall back, right? So you have to understand the system at its core, understand there's certain rules, understand the size of the ranges are a huge factor in your ability to win that trade. Too small, and it can wipe you out in minutes, right? And every pair has a slightly different size in terms of, pips for small, medium, and large. Again, still not tapped in here, guys. In my strategy, I can't use limit orders, but I don't mind because I still win the trades. Okay, that's fair. Again, every strategy is a little different. I just try to figure out the safest way to execute. And I truly feel, if someone can, mention something else, I truly feel the way I set the sell stops and buy stops, I truly, truly feel that this is the safest way to execute one-to-one setups, scalps, and even large swing setups, to be honest, guys. It is one of the safest ways. And I mean, I would love to hear, something else beyond this, but it is what it is, guys. So here it is. We're about to be activated here, guys. You guys can see, let me zoom that in. We're not activated yet, but it's so close. 139, 140, so close. But we are in this, or about to be. And again, I'm simply showing you guys this to prove my system, guys. I have no problem proving it. I show on my TikToks, I show every single day a trade of the day. And I prove that ranges occur across different sessions every single day across different pairs. So this is something that happens. And the reason why ranges happen so often, guys, is because markets consolidate 70 to 80% of the time. If something consolidates, if something ranges 80% of the time, you are going to find setups 80% of the time throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, right? The numbers just add up. And through this way, guys, I've been able to earn 6 figures in profit from payouts. This is no joke. You guys can do your homework and type in T.Forex on Google, find the YouTube videos, find the Instagram, do your due diligence and come back here. And if there's any doubt, let me know. I'm here to prove you guys that the system works, and it has not only worked for me, but my mentorship members, my students across many years, and so it's time proof. Thank you for the follow, Insatiable. I thought the market is bullish. Why are we selling? So Adonis, again, I believe through your earlier questions, you may not know that the Forex market runs 24/7. You can make money both ways, buying and selling. If the market is bullish, well, it depends, right? With Forex is different pairs, right? Which pairs are we talking about, right? Just because certain pairs might be bullish, right, for the week, for the day, it doesn't mean all the pairs are bullish, right? Something has to go down as well on the flip side. So the thing is, I trade ranges. Ranges, it doesn't matter whether a market is bullish. You could still, if it still respects the range, it's going to hit the other end of the range. It's going to hit the other end. So now, yes, if something is extremely bullish and I see a range, I may tend to avoid it. But again, it makes perfect sense for me to, take such a setup here because of look at all the wicks on top here. You can see on the higher time frames, a lot of wicks, and we've had a clean tap, top to bottom to top, bottom to top. We're looking for the third tap. You can see the 30-minute EMA. Look at that lining up. It's another factor that I use as well. So everything is lining up perfectly here for a clean ride down here, but we have not been tapped in yet. So very, very close. Have not been tapped into the setup here, right? And again, there's no rush in you wanting to be tapped in here, guys. So don't, sometimes, and I've seen some of the, mentorship members, sometimes they struggle in which, they've finally, some of them have built a good habit is when it's so close, they tend to just market execute instead. And, I want you guys to avoid that. Allow the system to play itself. And watch how it is. So again, I'm just showing you guys proof of the system that it works indeed. But if we're not tapped in yet, I can't really show you guys the money management aspect of the trade as well, which is again really beautiful, guys. If you guys truly take trading as an art, right? It truly is art, right? It's going to work that way as well. And so I would love for you, for this trade to, to get active here so I can show you guys the money management and how I, look at the trade setup as well. So even let's say if it doesn't hit all the way to TP, I'm still going to win this trade. And that's the powerful thing about money management, right? So that's what it is. And right now, again, we are still waiting for this trade to be activated. Sell stops have not activated yet, but we will wait. And again, guys, because of live streams, I am live streaming on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. I do have a duration here. If we don't get this, I will have to exit the stream shortly. We are about an hour and a half almost in live here. Hopefully we get this set up here. If not, I am going to continue this with the mentorship members on the Zoom. Zoom has a 0-second delay. So as I'm streaming on TikTok and YouTube, I'm also streaming on Zoom through our Discord group. And it has a 0-second delay. So whatever you guys see on TikTok, YouTube, it may range from a 5 to 15 to 30 to 45-second delay versus Zoom, which has a 0-second delay, right? So there are, of course, benefits to, having a 0-second delay, right? Because every second can matter here, especially in scalp trades. All right, so still waiting here. Still waiting. Look at that pushing up here, guys. Again, you can see I adjusted the sell stops earlier before they were down here. Then I adjusted it over here. Now, if it keeps pushing up here, I can certainly keep pushing it up. Now we're about 35 minutes away from London opening. So we are going to see volume kicking in. I'll keep it right here, guys. I'll keep it right here. But patiently waiting for this trade to be activated. It's coming back down. Let's see. Does it push back down? And again, I'm going to show you guys that if it reaches a certain level in profit zone, there's no chance that it can go back and draw down because I won't allow it, right? And adjusting your stop loss, or taking partials, right? Watching how price is moving, price action movement is critical. Understanding what's coming up. London session is a higher volume session coming up. It's a 2-hour candle, 1-hour candle opening coming up. Seeing how candlestick patterns are. There's a wick on one end or not. That also matters. EMA taps along the way of the range, right? Lower time frame, higher time frame, EMAs, right? A lot of different things matter, right? Each scenario is so different, but as you continue to trade the range, and you build these good habits by watching the live trading sessions, you get to have a certain level of experience that you're able to understand how to maneuver, right, while the trade is active, right? The money management aspect. So it's so key that I can't stress enough. And let's see what happens. So as far as the fundamental events, guys, right now in the London session, we don't have much going on until New York opening now, right? So not much going on for Friday during London session, or at least London opening. But we shall see. So still not activated here. If it does pull back here, this trade will be active and we will have a go at it, right? So sell stops will be active. And guys, I recommend you guys to continue to join the live streams here. I'm telling you guys, the more safer, right, the more strict you are with your rules on entering, the more wins you'll see, the more profit you'll see, the lesser drawdown you'll see, as soon as the trade gets activated. And that's a beautiful thing. If you can trade with such design, imagine, the opportunities that you'll get over time, right? So, level up your understanding of the system and allow it to happen and watch how you flourish. And that's the beautiful thing about the system. And so I'm very glad that I can share this openly with you guys. Because again, I truly believe in it so much. I mean, it's been able to provide so much for me. But if you treat it with respect, if you treat it with appropriate discipline, it will show you a lot more than you may have imagined. So let us get this trade into the profit zone, at least activate it first. So let this trade be active here and watch how I money manage the trade, guys. So there's so many different elements to trading the range system here, but the more rules and guidelines you have, you'll see how trading is actually not gambling. It's actually not just, a game of chance. It's actually a game of probabilities. And the more you secure your entries, the better chances you'll have. We're about to be active here, guys. Look at that. It's pushing. Look at that. And again, I adjusted my stop loss twice slightly, which is another powerful element to the trade as price pushes up against the range. So let's see. We got 1 minute left before a new 30-minute candle. So right here. New 30-minute candle is coming up, guys, in 50 seconds. Can we get a push down and get this trade activated? Get the sell stops activated here. Let's see. All right, guys, I would love to know whether on YouTube or TikTok, is anyone taking the same setup here? Would love to know. Um, since I'm not getting any questions here, would love to know if anyone is going to take the same setup here. Let's see. All right, we're 10 seconds away from a new 30-minute candle. Let's see what happens here. All right, pushing down here. We're so close. All right, there's a new 30-minute candle right there. And it's pushing. You can see that's 30-minute candle. Look at the wicks on. There's a small zone right here, right above this range. And that's a 4-hour time frame as well. You can see there's the EMA right at the bottom, 5-minute EMA, right above we're at the break-even level. So let's see USD CAD. This is the 15-minute time frame. We have sell stops that have yet to be activated, and let's see what happens here. But again, it's very critical, guys. The reason why, again, I could have market executed this order, but the reason why is the system, the entry itself is very, very safe. So to keep it safe, you have to allow the sell stop to be activated on its own. Do not try to push your way into the setup here, right? If this continues up here, you can see a lot of close attempts. Of it being activated, but it keeps pushing up here, right? It keeps pushing up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to keep pushing my sell stop above as well, right? I'm going to keep it firm unless it makes a wide movement here, right? So if price pushes up here further and we have a 2-hour close coming up, we have a 1-hour close coming up, then I may not be certain that this range is in fact tradable, right? But the sell stops allow us to make or allow us to have the ability to understand that we can remove it if this range trade is invalidated with the price pushing up, right? So there's a lot of safe elements that you can use to avoid a setup as well. That's also a critical part of understanding how to trade, is that every range trade is not tradable, and price will allow you to understand that. And you have to take full advantage of that understanding, right? So that's why it's critical that you watch the charts, especially in a one-to-one scenario or a scalp scenario like this. All right, and again, guys, the more you guys engage with the system, the more you're going to learn. And we'd love to see you guys taking some range setups along the way on your own, right? That is the end goal of my mentorship, is to have everyone being able to trade on their own, at their own pace, at their own time, and come out a winner in the long term. Alrighty, still pushing here, but it's not giving us the sell stops here, guys. So we got 27 minutes before London opening, still not activated here. And if this continues to push up, guys, I may just exit the stream for now. It did not give in, no problem, and that's a beautiful thing. If it does not give in, we're not in the setup, we avoid it, no problem, right? It has to follow through for us to be activated, for us to money manage a trade. We're not going to force a trade, right? So, all right, so let's see this. And again, for the mentorship members, guys, I have shared a swing setup in the Discord, so you guys can take a look at that. I'll get an update on that shortly once I exit this live stream here. So. All right, you can see price still pushing up here. We got our sell stop waiting to be activated here. Just waiting, waiting, waiting here. What is it going to do? And again, guys, also I mentioned that this week I just started the live streams here, so we're building out a schedule. I'm trying to keep the schedule firm, but if you do follow on YouTube as well, guys, subscribe on YouTube as well, because I will be doing giveaways on a weekly basis. If we get enough individuals subscribing, right, and reaching our target, then we will do giveaways on a daily basis, right? So I'll be giving away prop firm accounts. I am in talks with some prop firm CEOs, and we might do a big batch of giveaways. So, follow not only on TikTok, but also on Instagram and YouTube. Subscribe, and you guys will see, right? So we are live on YouTube and TikTok, and so I will be doing giveaways, guys. It's going to be weekly giveaways for now, and then we'll be doing daily giveaways. And the beautiful thing about TikTok is, guys, that I can add individuals on a call to confirm that they're real, right? So I don't want to be or making you guys think that it's a fake giveaway. No, we're going to do real giveaways. We're going to pick random individuals that have followed and subscribed, and we'll be doing the giveaways. So I would love to do daily giveaways, guys, if we reach our targets. And again, this is not for any mentorship members. This is for anybody across the board. You just have to be joining the live, follow on TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram as well, and you may just be eligible, right? So we will start weekly giveaways next week. If we reach our targets faster than anticipated, we will be doing daily giveaways. I would love to do daily giveaways, but I need an incentive, right? So as long as I have an incentive to do it, I will do it, guys. And again, appreciate the likes. We're about 3K likes now, so really appreciate it. Thank you, SA, as well. And you know what? Even for the giveaways, guys, I'm gonna do a lottery giveaway. So we'll pick random individuals in the lottery. I'll do it on the live here, so you guys know that it's not just a gimmick. Salafi Way, yes, we started mentorship just a week and a half ago, and we have a premium mentorship and a basic mentorship. The premium mentorship does have the course access, so you do get that access, and link is in the bio. Take a look. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask away. But we've started strong here, guys. We're getting adding members every day. And you do have to verify yourself on Discord, because I do want to make sure that there's no bots. Every individual is real, right? And once I know there's some individuals that haven't verified yet, so please do so. And you will get full access. We also do a lot of off-stream entries that I send out. So take a look at the TikToks, guys. Take a look at the TikToks, and you guys can see that I first show the Discord group, the entry that I sent out, and then the update of that entry. So that's a huge benefit for premium members on the mentorship. You get course access, and then you also get the live trading sessions and the off-stream entries. There's actually added features for the premium mentorship. You guys can take a look for yourself, and ask questions. We have an accountability circle call as well, where for premium members, where we track an account of yours, right? So we have an intro call at the beginning, and we track an account, and week by week we sit in a call, and we do a roundtable, and we basically discuss each individual's account, right? So that way, the reason of the accountability circle call is because we don't want you to lose your account. So you're accountable, in a sense, and that's going to force you to take, the only the A+ setups on your account, which certainly is going to help your ability to not blow the account, right? And if you do that and build those good habits over time and discipline, certainly it's going to be a great start, right? So um, if I can put it like this, guys, the course is the the course is the theoretical, the live trading sessions are the practical, and the mentorship is the accelerator, right? That combines everything and pushes you towards having, the best possible parameters to succeed. And so you do the theoretical, then you do the practical, and then you get on the accelerator. And I think that's a great way to start. It's the best way to start your, trading journey. That alone would save you years of time. And I always say this, guys, I lost 2 years of my time when I started back in January of 2018 from the basics. I lost 2 years of my time losing money, not following any education in the space, and just, kind of just pushing myself to, trade, gamble away, no system at all involved, no risk involved. And the last 2 years of my time, I had to start over again. And, 2 years later, January of 2020, is when I started looking at patterns literally on chart, a naked chart, and finding my way through and building out the system itself and getting to this position. So, sloppy way, yes. So of course there's losing days, right? There's losing days, there's break-even days, there's profit days, right? The setups that I share on the off-stream entries, that are mostly seen on the TikToks, are kind of like the surefire, absolute A plus setups, right? But it doesn't mean that I might not take a setup prior to then, or or I'm in a swing setup from a day before, or, hours before, right? So it's a mix of both. But you'll see how you fare with trading the range, right? So you can trade the range and see it for yourself. But I mentioned that the mentorship is an accelerator. The end goal of the mentorship is for you to be able to trade on your own. And you may modify the system, tweak it a bit to create your own edge. But the end goal of the mentorship is for you to be able to trade on your own using the same system, right? You may tweak it again to create your own edge. You may see something, in your own way about the system, and you're off to the races after that, right? Once you're able to understand the system in its full capacity, once you're able to, take range trades on your own, understand, the risk parameters, the sizes of the ranges, the difference in where the price is and where the sell stop or buy stop is entered, and also understand, all the intricacies of the system, you're able to do it on your own. And that is the best thing that can happen for any individual, is to graduate from the accelerator and be able to trade on your own as far as the range system is concerned, right? That is the best ending of a mentorship. And that should be the only end goal of any mentorship, is where you just pursue it enough where you're able to do it on your own, right? And again, everybody has a different journey. So I can't define how many months or month, right? Or time it can take. Every individual, everybody's at their own pace. And you should not look at anybody else but yourself. This is a battle that each one has to fight on their own, at their own pace, right? So there's no comparison here. But we're still not activated here. It's pushing back down again, but it's very, very slow. You can see we're 15 minutes away. And there is an EMA at the bottom right there. It's certainly pushing down. But I'm going to adjust the sell stop slightly down here, guys, because we have London opening coming up here. And so a higher volume session coming up. And price is certainly moving a little bit slower than anticipated. Let's do it right here. All right, it's coming down here, guys. Let's see. If this pushes down and closes right below this range level, it's going to be beautiful. We will get a nice push back down. But if this continues to reject at that level, guys, I will probably remove the sell stops and wait out for, nope, it's coming down here. Oh, here we have it. Let's see. Right there. Here we have it, guys. We're about 50 minutes away from London opening, and it's pushing down here. We're about to be active here, and it's pushing up. It's a new 50-minute candle right here. So all of this, guys, price has been rejecting at this zone here for 3.5, 4 pips. So quite annoying here. Oh, it's pushing down here, guys. We might just get activated here. I was going to mention if this does not get activated before London, I will exit the live here. But we got something going on here. No, it's still pushing up. And again, I've scaled down to the 15-minute time frame. On the higher time frames, you guys can see that they're just wicks. Again, still attempting to come down here, but still not pulling down here. You can see that. No, still pushing up again. So close, but just not giving in, guys. Not giving in. I would love to see a setup form on the live stream here, but if it's not going to give in here, we could sit here for hours here. But I do have to, get back to my, other setups as well, along with our streams, for New York session later. So pre-New York to, entering into New York session for the mentorship members. Let's see, guys. Almost 2 hours into the live stream here. Still not capitalizing on this. But again, I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? That is certainly the lesson here today. No, still not pushing down. About 13 minutes away. Guys, from London opening. I would love for this price, to guys push down, get activated, push down all the way down to the CMA here. That would be beautiful before the London opening here. Let's go. Yes, AG. Thank you for the support. All right, guys, it's coming down. We're about to be activated here again for the 10th time. It's been so close. Thank you for the likes, AG. So close. This is USD CAD, 15-minute time frame. We've scaled down. We've seen this huge influx of wicks here right above the range level, but on the higher time frame, it's just a wick. And we got a 2-hour close coming up. We're 12 minutes away from London opening. Do we get that push down to be activated here? Sell stops. I would love to show you guys the money management aspect of the system as well, and how I money manage the trades to make sure majority of the setups that enter, right, that get activated are winners. All right, here it comes. Nearly there, guys. Look at that. Just not enough pull, though. Not enough pull. Again, guys, anybody that's joining the live, I would recommend, guys, we are going to be doing giveaways. Again, it pushed back up again. So struggling to get activated here. But I would advise, guys, we are going to be doing giveaways, weekly giveaways from next week. I would love to do daily giveaways if we reach our targets on YouTube and TikTok. So please do follow and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram as well. We will be choosing winners live next week. And if we reach our targets, guys, I'm telling you guys, we will do daily giveaways. I would love to do daily giveaways as long as there's enough support with follows and subscribers on YouTube. We will get there, guys. So all right, guys, it's pushing up again. Now London session is opening up here, right? It's about to, come on. London session is about, what is it, about 10 minutes away, and it's still pushing against the range. So again, do I avoid it? I am on here. I've been on here since about 2 hours now. So normally, I like to keep the lives within an hour to two. But if it does not get activated here, guys, I think we will end the live, and I will see you guys back. So again, stay tuned for more, guys. This setup is not ready yet, and we're gonna have to wait on until London opening, guys, to see what happens. But for anybody that's thinking of joining the mentorship, guys, DM me, let me know. For anyone, some of you guys asked about the one-on-one as well. DM me, I'll let you guys know. And I do have group mentorship, whether it's a basic or premium. Take a look. Premium does include course access for a limited time. If you want to learn the system and understand all the complexities and be able to trade the system on your own, you get live trading sessions as well. So let me know if you guys are interested. But for now, we will take an exit, guys. We're about 9 minutes away from London opening. We've been on here for 2 hours now. And unfortunately, we do not see the trade being activated. I will remove the sell stops for now, and we'll wait out to see, guys. And we'll come back on this, guys. We'll back test this setup, right? So I'll keep this open here for maybe the weekend now, since Friday. I'll come back on the live tomorrow. So do stay notified, guys. Like, follow, and subscribe. And we'll see what happened with this setup here. Same setup. I'll keep this open, right? So it's a hypothetical now, but we'll see what happens, throughout the rest of London session into New York session. All right, guys. All right. Take care, guys. I will be logging off now. I see a comment on YouTube here as hello. Yes, waiting for sweep liquidity. Yep, whatever term you want to call it. We'll see what happens here, but I'll keep it open, guys. We'll join back tomorrow after the markets close because it is Friday. And we'll see what happens here. But again, take care. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.